What is up, Planeswalkers? Theurx6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Today we're going to be playing some Drakes and Dragons. Now, essentially, the reason I wanted to play this deck is I've been wanting to play with Niv-Mizzet, but I wasn't sure the exact shill I wanted to do because there's a lot of different versions out there, and I decided to go with this interesting Jeskai spells deck. I also wanted to showcase the double Drake deck. A lot of the decks right now are using Arclight Phoenixes, Crackling Drakes, and then what is that? Darn Goblin Electromancer. They've been using a lot of that, so people are seeing that fly around everywhere. And I just wanted to play something a little bit different than that. So I found this list, or at least a similar list. I think I might have made some changes. But essentially, this is a Jeskai deck that just wants to control the board and win with Drakes or Niv-Mizzets, as opposed to something like Teferi or Ral. So we're running some nice card draw spells in Opt, Charter Course, Radical Idea, and Chemister's Insight. These cards help us to dig for our win conditions, and when comboed with Niv-Mizzet, lead to our opponent dying very, very quickly. We're also running some nice burn in Shock. Shock can go to the dome or to a creature early on to save us some damage. Lava Coil and Justice Strike are pure removal spells in that they're just going to be aimed at creatures. Lava Coil and Justice Strike, essentially, they fill a similar role. Based on what decks you're coming up against will kind of change what exactly you want to be using these cards for. Lava Coil, for example, kills Shalais, it exiles the Rekindling Phoenix, which is a very important thing. It also exiles Arclight Phoenix, for what it's worth. Whereas Justice Strike is able to get rid of those larger creatures like Lyra, like the 12/12 Ghalta. So it just depends on what exactly you're looking for. We have 4 of counterspells and Sinister Sabotage. The Surveil will sometimes help us get a nice lethal off of our Drakes by putting some more cards into our graveyard off of the Surveil. And otherwise, it just is meant to kind of protect our creatures. Deafening Clarion is actually super helpful in this specific deck because all of our creatures have 4 or more toughness, so they're not going to die to Clarion. And the ability to give some of them lifelink makes it so that we can swing all the way back into a game. A single Deafening Clarion, even if we aren't, for example, able to kill all of our opponent's creatures, the lifelink alone might be able to put us at a point where we can just keep ignoring our opponent and just dome them in the face over the course of a couple more turns, and the life pad that we got from Clarion means that we just can ignore their attacks on us. Additionally, if you pair it with Niv-Mizzet, his 1 damage pings also count, since he's the one doing the damage. So if for some reason we have the mana situation, we can definitely Clarion, give him lifelink, attack for 5, start, casting other things and drawing cards and whatnot, and we'll gain even more life. This is the mana situation as it is right now. It's pretty fine. Very, very small amount of white comparatively because all the white is really in these removal spells here, and we just want to make sure we can Crackling Drake and Niv-Mizzet. So this is just kind of a more fun deck that I wanted to play. I have an exam tomorrow, so I didn't want to think too hard about what exactly I'm doing. I just wanted to play a fun deck where I kill things and I attack with Drakes and Dragons. Going up against Lloyd's. This is a fine-ish hand. It's made better by the fact that we're going second with an Opt. So we should be able to get a white source relatively quickly, or at least a 3rd source for the Sinister Sabotage. And we got this, which is nice. It means we can Opt on turn 1. And we're going up against the pretty stereotypical Golgari deck. Alright. So we're almost certainly going to want to Clarion at some point, and we got a nice fortress there. We are going to go ahead and just play this tapped, I think. Take a little bit of damage. And then I assume they're going to Jade Light. And we can go ahead and sweep both of those away with our Clarion. Unfortunately, Clarion doesn't line up super well with Sabotage. Interesting to decide to keep that on top both times. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and Clarion this away. That does mean that they're going to be able to resolve a 4-drop. If they have something good here, it comes in under our Sabotage. But if it's a creature, then we can Justice Strike it. Alright, so Llanowar Elves, sure. And another Branchwalker, that's fine. We can go ahead and hold up Justice Strike. Yeah, I was about to say, there's no way that's staying on top. we can go ahead and hold up a Justice Strike and a Sinister Sabotage. Not under too much pressure here. Reaper, we will go ahead and fear the Reaper. We don't want them drawing any more cards. We don't need that. We have plenty of mana. Take a little bit of damage here, that's fine. And now we can hold up Justice Strike and Sabotages. So we're in a decent spot here. Our opponent could land into Carnage Tyrant, which would be pretty bad. But, it could be worse. Find, I mean, that's getting countered pretty easily. They could find again, for what it's worth. Lava Coil. Do I like Lava Coil here? Not really. I plan on Justice Striking that. So they might have another find. Looks like it, based on the fact that they're still in the graveyard. Yep, find again. Sure. Did I not put that? Yeah, okay, I did. That's fine. I'll go ahead and kill this. Shock is interesting. I can shock this now. But I don't think I need to. Justice Strike, shock. Yeah, I don't really care too much about Llanowar Elves, I don't think. Not at this point in the game. Can't wait for them to play like a Vivian Reed or something. Wild Growth Walker. That's unfortunate. Because that's going to get large. And we can't Justice Strike that. Yeah. Looks like I'm paying a bit of a price for not removing Llanowar Elves, but I don't know if I would have been able to necessarily to protect that. They go with the Midnight Reaper first. Very interesting. We'll go ahead and shock this. Another gain of life. Where are my drakes and dragons? I have plenty of removal. Just kind of need my... I haven't drawn my my draw spells really. That's unfortunate. Yeah, once again, we're going to ignore the Llanowar Elf. I could just be doubling down poorly. But that'll resolve. Justice Strike kills it regardless. So I just want to see what they get. They're probably keeping that on top. I am incredibly surprised by that. I could double Justice Strike on that, which would be pretty bad. I actually think I am going to double Justice Strike this. Not in love with it, but if I draw a Clarion, it takes care of this board pretty easily. Drake is okay, as long as they don't have a Vivian Reed. Hilariously, getting rid of that elf would have been fantastic. But if they don't have a Vivian Reed, I can race relatively well here. Because I can block like those. Oh, okay, that's something I don't want to like. What? It could kill my Drake. Why did they get rid of that? I don't understand. Unless they can kill my Drake now, and they can. I'd love to draw, like, draw spells, please. The sadness is real. I don't have that many lands. I think the deck runs 23 lands? Housey. Draw cards. I will keep. See what our opponent is on. Blue-black of some sort. Kind of think I want to just chart a course here. That's nice. We'll throw away a single radical idea. Since we do technically get to use it later, and we don't want to necessarily throw anything else away. And here we just wait. Our opponent wants to do something, we can sabotage it. So the Deafening Clarions, I guess seeing that they're blue-black, I could have discarded the Deafening Clarion. That might have been better. I actually think that now I will discard the Deafening Clarion. Crackling Drake is nice, but my opponent is very likely to have a counterspell up right now. This match I think might be just predicated on me finding a Niv-Mizzet relatively quickly. The Crackling Drakes absolutely help. Once I get to my next turn, I can Enigma Drake hold up Sinister Sabotage. So, see, I mean, oftentimes these kind of pseudo control mirrors end up. We have 2. I don't really love the idea of playing out a Drake on 2. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that. But a lot of times this type of draw go is decided by who pulls the trigger first. I'll counter that. I assume they have another counter. Nope. That's fine. This is another draw spell. So for example, here I could Enigma Drake. They didn't have a counterspell for the Disinformation campaign. But I don't really want to fight over Drake. Maybe I just cast the Drake and let them counter it. If they have a counter, they have a counter. If not, cool. Yeah. So even if they try to remove it, I think I'm still fine. Why are these over here? Over there. Cast down? I think that's fine. I don't think I want to fight over this. I especially since I have 3 other Drakes in my hand. I want to make sure they can't resolve a threat. So it does seem like they don't have counters. Discovery? Discovery's fine. Okay, they surveilled none of them into the graveyard. Luckily, I don't have to worry too much about my opponent. I love the idea of more counterspells. I don't have to worry about my opponent playing Expansion Explosion. Justice Strike is interesting. I still don't have another land. Once again, I'm fine with this dying. If they want to kill it, they can kill it. Contempt. Cast down, sure. That's fine. Blood Operative. Sure. I don't really care. I mean, they make my Enigma Drake smaller, but if they exiles a spell, Crackling Drake still counts it. Yeah, sure, that's fine. And I can Justice Strike this, that's why I didn't counter it. Bye-bye. Sulfur Falls is nice, means I can Crackling Drake and hold up a counterspell. Do I fight over this? So yeah, they're gonna try and fight me over this. I think I do because I draw a card. How big is it? 6/4. It fights really well with a the demon Doom Whisperer. So I think I do fight over it. That's not a Niv-Mizzet. so I'm throwing it away. And I get to draw a card. Clarion, not great. Although my opponent does have Blood Operative, for what it's worth. Elders are born, rude. But, fine, I guess. I can just discard the Clarion. I'm back up to Sinister Sabotage. I mean, I'll cast it, I guess. So my opponent can get my Crackling Drake, which would be kind of lame. But yeah, no. Not gonna happen. I kind of like only want Niv-Mizzet. I don't know. I feel like it's dumb to throw away a Drake. Oh man, I'm not sure. It dies to Ritual of Soot, which is why I'm like inclined to just look for another, like a Niv or something. I do get to Lava Coil the Drake that they steal from me, but Elders Reborn is such a strong card. Yep. Interesting. Why'd that come in untapped? What did you need to pay 4 for? One, two, three, four, five, six. I'm actually gonna wait because I might draw Niv-Mizzet, and I want to get the value off of Justice Strike. Yeah. So I didn't. That's unfortunate. We're just gonna try and kill this. See if they'll let us. Rude. Insight. Hope we can draw some more removal. No, we got a Niv, so that's nice. So that gets bounced back to their hands. I wonder if they're gonna pay life to get that back. Yeah, they do. Alright. I guess we don't attack. No, I guess we do, because we don't want them to have access to Crackling Drake if they kill mine. So we'll just attack here. I need my opponent not to have double discard. Because if I can resolve a Niv-Mizzet, that'll be very helpful. So I can discard an Insight, but alright, that's campaign number 1. Let's hope they don't have a second one. Or like a Thought Erasure. See what they have. For those of you who might be curious, I recognize that the Arclight Phoenix deck, is that the right card? I think so, is like actually better than this. But I just wanted to play with Drakes. I don't mind too much trying to win like super hard. I just want to have fun. That Scorpion just phased through my Sulfur Falls. How dare you, sir? Yeah. The problem here, of course, is doesn't have flash right now. I don't have a way to draw cards immediately, and if my opponent has another Elders Reborn, I'm screwed. Do I keep the Steam Vents in my hand? No, I guess not. There are definitely arguments to be made to keep it in hand, but there are also arguments to be made to the contrary, so... Don't have another Elders Reborn. Please and thank you. Dream Eater bounces Niv. So I draw. Oh, well, they need another land to be able to... Oh no, unless they just have Thought Eraser. They probably just have Thought Eraser here. They didn't just have Thought Eraser. I'm actually going to pay 2 life. Because if my opponent does have to cast a... Well, one, like, I'd lose this, right? There's not really a reason to keep it in hand. But if my opponent does have to cast an instant to get rid of Niv, then I can, at the very least, I can, like, draw more spells and stuff. I had to let that through, because they could just pay life and get rid of my Chemisters in sight. So I don't want that happening. Cool. So I'm going to draw cards here. I'm also just going to put on full control, because I don't trust anything. Okay, so I want my ability to resolve. I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to target this. I'm going to respond by drawing some cards. I'm going to discard this. Trigger. Target that. Then I'm going to draw 2 more cards. I'm going to shoot that again. There we go. So I got some decent value there with one of my Nivs. Probably just discard the Glacial Fortress if my opponent decides to do that. They did nothing, which is interesting. Do I end up just going in on the Drake? Yeah. Probably has counter for it. They didn't disinformation campaign, which I thought was interesting. But I think I just pass here. And I keep the Glacial in hand because I don't think I need any more mana. Sure. I'll just drop the Glacial. Yeah, that's why I didn't keep the Enigma Drake initially. But my opponent is down to 4 cards. And they don't have us dead. I would have preferred another Niv. Maybe I should be running 3. Another campaign, that's why we kept the mountain. Go ahead and get rid of this. That's rude. Not a real reason. Like, they're almost certainly going to take the shock. I'm down at 27, I'm at 24. Ooh, they have Blood Operative, though. I guess that's a reason to not. Well, no, they just can campaign. Doom Whisper, hello! I don't think I have a way to get rid of that. No, I don't think I do. That's unfortunate. Feel the pain. Yeah, this is looking like a loss. Oh gosh. Can I draw anything? I don't think anything saves me. Nope. Well, this is awkward. Just gonna throw another Niv-Mizzet in there. Pop one of these down. Pop one of these up. Let's get rid of one of those. There we go. As I've said before on the channel, I don't like cherry coat. I don't cherry pick the games that I post. What do we get? Into kill 33. If I lose all of the games that I play during recording, I'm gonna keep it in. I will say during testing, I won the majority of the games with this deck. You know, it just happens that there's variance in this game, and you win some, lose some. Do I keep this hand? My opponent mulliganed. I have Chart Course. I don't have Chart Course until like turn 3, but I have double Niv-Mizzet and I really want it. I'll mulligan begrudgingly. This is a better hand. Our opponent also mulliganed to 5, so. Yeah, so like, even if I like had a game, or sorry, had a hand that was like super perfect, and I missed, or super trash, and I misplayed the hell of it out of it, I'd still keep it in. For several reasons. One, like, you gotta show how bad things happen too. You can't just show the good plays and whatnot. Why did I tap like that? I'm keeping that. Heck yeah, Niv-Mizzet. But you know, I value showing the bad games too. You know, opponent down to 3 cards in hand. Chart course, sure. We have access to a Sinister Sabotage here. Our opponent only has a 1/1, so we're not really too worried about clarioning anytime soon. No thanks. I'll take that. I mostly wanted the Surveil. Do I Drake now? My Drake probably don't die to much. Yeah, I'll Drake now. Drake blocks, draws me a card, so even if they have removal, it's not that bad. Justice Strike is a fine pickup here. Do need to get the mana for my Niv-Mizzet buddy. Oh no, my Crackling Drake. How dare you? Okay, I'd love a Lava Coil, please. Nope. Awkward. Not really a point in clarioning. I can Justice Strike end of their turn, and then Clarion on my turn. My opponent could just Siren. It does buy me some time. Pass. If my opponent casts a spell, then I can, if they do it before combat, then I can counter it and block with a 3/4, putting the Rekindling Phoenix down without my opponent's ability to use Siren Stormtamer. Let's see if our opponent decides to go for that route. You know what? They attack first. That said, I can functionally do the same thing here, and then I can Justice Strike. If they decide to counter it with Stormtamer, I will just block. I assume they're going to use the Stormtamer. Nope, they just let it happen. That's fine. My opponent might not realize, or they could have a counterspell. That's true. I'm going to try to kill this. Might just have a counterspell. Yep. Awkward. Well, guess I'm not attacking. Incredibly rude. I'll do it again. Well, block this time, but... Seamkin, sure. Don't you dare kill my Drake. Music seems like it might be a little loud. Block. I theoretically can win this game with Niv-Mizzets as soon as I start drawing the darn lands. Now let's see if they have a 2-mana counterspell. I'm less inclined to believe that they do. I don't know why it would ever tap like that, but it did. Don't have a counterspell, you monster. Stop! Awesome. Cool. I just used a lot of resources to get rid of a Rekindling Phoenix, essentially. Interesting card. And I'll play Drake. Hey look, I can play Niv-Mizzet next turn. Blue, 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 red, red, red. My opponent's playing blue-red, so they're going to have to cast spells. And in casting those spells, I will draw cards and I will ping the crap out of things. First things first, let's attack. Why would I do that? Why wouldn't I play Niv-Mizzet first? I'm a dumb person. I'm a bad player. It looks like they're probably going to kill Drake. Sure, that's fine. If only Niv-Mizzet was there to see it. I mean, I could sabotage it. Alright, look, I'm sabotaging. Don't judge me. Try to do something here. Sabotage. No.
You think you won?
I do think I've won. Thank you, Tezzeret. And then we Niv. Cheeky dragon.
You ready to throw down the gun? Yep, I'm reckless and
I can't kill my Niv, can it? Can it? Okay. I don't think it does. One, two,
weight is killing me.
3. Nah. Well, that was a bit of an interesting game. I will say people have seemed to be liking the 40 minutes. Come on. So I think I can potentially play one more game here. Reaching Valhalla. Yes. Yes? Yes. I'd like to draw some draw spells. But that seems fine. With a nice 2 into probably 3, to be honest. 3 if something weird happens. But, yeah, no, it seems like a fine hand. What? Knights! Interesting. Okay. So I'm probably going to want Deafening Clarion here. See what they end up playing on their second turn. I just worry about having my opponent be... So that is Hexproof from white. So Deafening Clarion can get rid of it, but Justice Strike can't. I just worry about my Knight's opponent going into turn 3 without having Sinister Sabotage up. So I think I'm going to Justice Strike the 2-1 here, and then hold up Sabotage. Yeah. I think that's better, just, like, purely because I really don't want my opponent resolving a History of Benalia. And if they cast something else on 3, then maybe I'll end up just Clarioning. Oh, man. I'm not in love with this situation. But I think I'm just going to let that resolve, take 2, Clarion, and then of course my opponent is going to untap with History, and I'll be like, oh no. So now they're going to Clarion, and it's going to be bad news bears. But, you know, I have Crackling Drake. Drake blocks. It's a Bananas Marshal. Don't even care. I can Lava Coil it and hold up. Sabotage mana. I like that. There it is. Let us get a lick. Okay then. My opponent did not want to continue. I guess that's reasonable. Alright then, I'd like to thank Easy Mode, Dizzy Fam, Radberry, Kyoshin, Ox, Daniel, Flowerchild, Chow, 083, Zaraga, and Mad Cuz Bad for their support over on Patreon. If you'd like to join them in supporting the channel, you'll find links to that in the description below. I hope you have enjoyed this technically suboptimal deck. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, and cast a comment in the comment section down below. And until next time, all will be one.